So Clementine may already have a job, and Yummy is playing the victim. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Heiser Says. Now, Clementine Ford recently had a tirade, not a triade, or a triad, like I said in my last video, where she pretty much had a meltdown on Twitter about her former employer. Now, any normal person seeing that would think, she's gone, done for, never going to be hired again. But see, we're wrong. We're wrong. You know, Clementine isn't a normal person. She's a SJW feminist, a strong woman, a woman. So here's a blog post from Andrew Bolt. So, shock, horror, gasp, and there are probably still comments appearing on my video right now saying the ABC will hire her. So the ABC saves foul-mouthed Clementine, Bolt reports. So the taxpayer-funded ABC looks after its own. With your money, he says. It offers work to Clementine Ford after she left Nine newspaper in a fury at being asked to temper her foul tongue. Now, I suspect that she probably had the job lined up. And that's why her behavior was just so atrocious, because she could be. She already had the ABC job lined up. And people are going, oh, should we do petitions against this? Should we complain? Maybe, I don't know, do you like the idea of petitioning against someone losing their job? Maybe the ABC should be, I don't know, responding to the market somehow. Maybe it should have to compete. Maybe it would, if there was some way it could fund itself, you know, and respond to the views of the public who had to turn off. I wonder. The more and more of this type of stuff I'm seeing, the less confidence I have in the ABC. The more I agree with all these people saying privatize it. All the bits that are good, which I think is, what is it, Bluey that we watch, and maybe ABC iView, all the kids shows, cut those off. You could spin those off as another company. You could probably fund that stuff just on YouTube AdSense from kids watching these things on repeat, and ditch the stuff you don't need. I mean, how much of it? Let me know in the comments what you think. How many of you watch the ABC anymore? So Ford tweeted at the end of last week that she had picked up some work at Maury Schulwitz's The Saturday Paper and at ABC Life, the public broadcaster's lifestyle site. Wow, that's great. Not sure, and here, you know, Rex is saying, not sure where your next column will be published, but can't wait to read it. And if it's a standing column, we'll definitely subscribe. Okay, good for you, mate. Oh, look, a blue, is that the, no, that's not a blue check mark, that's a Twitter thing. She's a blue check mark. For all her rude behavior, a blue check mark. You can find me next week in the Saturday Paper, and I've just been commissioned for a 4-part series in ABC Life after that. Wow. It just shows you that ABC isn't really responding to the market. It's not responding to the market. If people like Clementine are getting hired so easily after that behavior, which part of Ford's output particularly appealed to the ABC to make you think taxpayers should fund more? Typical Bolt here. She printed and sold F. Abbott t-shirts. The hardline feminist had a speech for a charity fundraiser cancelled after she tweeted, "Kill all men must die." That was for Lifeline. I bathe in male tears. She really is in many ways kind of like a nutcase version of, pardon me, Milo Yiannopoulos. But she's not as smart and she's not as funny as he is. Because he knows he's a troll. And he uses that to his advantage. But I don't think she does. I don't think she does. Also in a since deleted tweet, Ford called then Treasurer Scott Morrison a racist, a stain on humanity. Really? Okay, ScoMo. I don't know. I think he's probably, you know, in many ways a stereotypical boring dad. But anyway, this is the world that she's created in her mind, and that's gotten her a job at the ABC. The ABC has apologized to News Corp columnist Miranda Devine after Hack Live guest Clementine Ford referred to her as a, well, there you go. I'm trying not to swear so YouTube doesn't restrict my video. Fairfax columnist Clementine Ford has jeered that a female journalist of Iranian background will never be a white man. I don't get the point of that. So, you know, she's just horrific. She's just acting like a child to get attention, sell books, and to get her bunch of, frankly, probably cat-obsessed, angry feminists and beta soy boys behind her. So, yeah, I would let the ABC know that, you know, you don't think that this this move to have her running a 4-part lifestyle program or series is really in line with maybe the ABC's charter to reflect the community. Or even better, how are they going to hire a male rights activist as a counterpoint to her? That would be better. What about a 4-part series from a prominent male rights activist? What about getting Bettina and Ford, or Art and Ford, in the same room, getting them debating? What do you think? I don't think Ford would actually be able to comprehend or compete. So another thing that's happened is Yamini Stynes, I think you're sounding racist Carrie Ann, and chef, or so we say cookbook author, is complaining or playing the victim card on Twitter now. She's posted 2 things here. One is for media defamation law. Check your facts and don't make things up. So she's threatening them with legal action. Now, to actually claim defamation, you need to be able to prove that you've suffered a loss or, you know, a hardship, or you've lost something, you've been damaged as a result of what's been published, and that's very difficult to do. And that's good. It should be very difficult to do because people shouldn't be running around suing everyone willy-nilly, but also the media should be reporting things properly. So I think, honestly, with how she's responding, I think it's all a bit much for her because she's just jumping to these semi-threatening things. And then for trolls, she's referring to a portion of the criminal code. A person using a carriage service, e.g. the internet, in a menacing, harassing, or offensive way for 3 years. And that ties into the 18C and all of these other things, particularly in New South Wales. It's getting worse. Now, you have to understand, I'm seeing these in comments all the time. People understandably get upset at some of the things these crazy women are writing up there and putting on there, and how they're responding just off the cuff with violence or stupid things they're saying, and they're feeding off it. They feed off this message, the negative message they get online, you know, which a normal person would block. Okay, I talk about politics online, on YouTube. I get crap all the time, you know, you just don't pay attention to it. Or I tend to actually, I see it as a good thing in some ways, because every dislike or interaction on your video increases its ranking in the YouTube algorithm. So, you know, sometimes you can kind of bait these trolls to just start doing walls of text and just rubbish. And they're wasting hours of their life. Or hopefully not hours, really, but they're just wasting time. You just write 1 or 2 lines, or just, you know, a fanny phrase, and they'll just keep going and going and going. And they're actually helping you spread your message. So if you get some soy boy beta that's saying you need to respect women, all this stuff, and you just, you know, prod them a little bit, you can use their own hatred against them. That's on YouTube. And that's the same thing that's happening here. They're using all these responses and these criticisms and just these off-the-cuff comments against normal people, because they are leveraging it to justify their victim mentality and their position. And they're saying, we have to act like this. I have to be this arrogant, this angry. Look here, look how much of a victim I am. This is what they're using. So they're putting this forward to other parties. We all know about Anita and talking to the UN and all that rubbish. It's the same thing here on a smaller scale. So you just need to be aware of it. I don't think, you know, making derogatory comments or things like this online is worth it at all. I think, you know, we need to take the toxic, masculine, stoic virtue to heart and not let their behavior affect us. We need to point it out, maybe correct them, and say, you know, how you've behaved is inappropriate. Perhaps you should try this. It's just something simple, nice. Oh, I'm donating to a men's rights charity, or I'm donating to a men's shelter. Here's, you know, $5 I'm donating here because your behavior is so appropriate. I'm negative, you know, counteracting your work. So, you know, people here are saying, yeah, how are you using your 15 minutes and you'll never have them. And here is Nikki Alui, is why does it nearly every article about CAC, Carrie-Anne Kennedy, and Yummy Child on Studio 10 say the debate got heated after Yummy said CAC sounded racist? No, you know when CAC said things that were really freaking racist. Well, no, she didn't say anything that was really racist. She highlighted an aspect of a community in our country that has a problem. That is, there's statistical evidence that it's factually based. Okay? Now, this is the problem. These women, they're more emotive than the men. They're more feelings-based. And they probably can't even see it. They're probably suffering cognitive dissonance. We remember her performances were banning white men from attending performances. I remember I did a video on one of her ABC plays she did, and it was just kind of like, you know, Little Britain with the gay in the village, but some Australian gays, and it wasn't even funny. It was just kind of just vulgar, really, you know, just being disgusting for the sake of disgusting. Well, Little Britain is damn funny. It's not as sophisticated, and you can kind of tell. Also, you know, that assessment only comes from people outside or on the very periphery of media in this country. Anyone who works within it knows this type of attention is ugly, stressful, and benefits only the hungry beast. So yeah, I mean, this wouldn't be something she would strive for, this type of attention, because people just dogpile on it. And I don't know why she's just not blocking it, to be honest, and not paying attention for it. So she's admitting it's not attention-seeking. And this is the way women, so she's turning into a feminist issue, are forced to pay the price for speaking out. Well, you know, Carrie-Anne is copying it. And, you know, she's not the most outspoken or sophisticated person, I would say, but this is life, okay? We're in a social media news bite world where people can respond to things in an instant, really quick, really fast. So we'll see how this goes. If her concerns about defamation in the criminal code, I would encourage you not to dogpile on these type of people, guys. It's not really worth it. It feeds them. They're using it against you. You know, reach out to more positive solutions and adopt a stoic mindset. Don't let them affect your emotions or get you that upset. And I know that's hard, because you see them doing all this crazy stuff and getting jobs again after behaving like just an utter troll. So she was behaving like a troll to her former employers and then just got a job a few days later. I mean, how many people would have that privilege? Maybe it's the white women privilege. Guys, thank you all very much for joining me for this episode of Heiser Says. Please like, share, and subscribe. I did a piece this morning that I released quite early and didn't get out there that much, about a judge calling for Muslims in Australia to denounce particular verses of the Quran, and the responses from our local community. Check that out if you could. And ding the bell if you want to see my daily updates. See you all later. Have a nice day. Bye for now.